What is going on, everybody? We are back once again on this Wednesday night. It is the Get Snap Podcast. You already know who I am, but I'm going to reintroduce myself anyway. This is DarnellSparrow, and on the other side, I got the one and only Antoine Smooth. What is going on?
Man, what is going on? How are you doing today?
Man,
Or
you know
tonight,
what?
rather?
Well, you know what? I'm feeling like a sharp-dressed man right now, because I don't know about you, but every time I hear that song, it just made me want to just get up and just strut. When I go to
Oh,
bed, I
really?
want to strut. When I get up in the morning, when I'm cooking breakfast, if I'm in the gym kickboxing for a song come on, I'm throwing punches. I want to strut. I even got the kids going around strutting. That is the strutting anthem, and
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt.
I see why a lot of pro wrestlers use it. It just make you want to strut. You don't
Right.
even have to like rock music. But that make it when you get in the mirror and you know you looking good, you have to play that song. I don't care if you're
No
a man
doubt
or
about
woman, but you gonna strut when that song come on. So shout out to
it.
ZZ Top. That is a classic. I don't know. When I said I got to put that on tonight because no, like I said, I'm feeling good. You feeling good because tonight
Oh yeah.
it is Wednesday night. It is Wednesday night Q&A. Y'all ask the questions. We gonna talk about them. I can't wait. But first, I gotta give a shout out to somebody. And on our last podcast, we even mentioned his name, or at least one of them, when we talked about the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame, who need to be in it. We mentioned PG-13. Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, JC Ice just happened to like the Snap Customs page, and he happened to share the Get Snap podcast. So big shout out to him. I definitely appreciate that. May even give you a shout out to come on the show and talk to us because I know one, you got a lot to talk about, and I'm sure I got a lot of questions, and I know a lot of fans will love to hear what you got to say. So again, shout out to JC Ice for that. But like I said, it's Wednesday night Q&A, and I definitely want to do these more. Especially, I want to have this set. Like Wednesday night could be the Q&A session. Fridays we can do either prediction shows if an event's going on, or we could just call it Freestyle Friday, where we just talk about whatever we want, when we want. Don't even have to be wrestling.
Sound great.
And then somebody asked me, they said, you ever going to get a Get Snap Podcast Facebook page? Well, that's a possibility. I am going to look at doing that, putting all the episodes on that page. But if y'all want that, definitely could look at making that happen. But that is a good idea, and I may even consider that. But, let's talk about something that's been going on. I know tomorrow night in Jackson, Tennessee, USA Championship Wrestling is having a fan appreciation night. And normally the Thursday night shows are $10. But tomorrow night it is actually FREE free. That
Wow.
is a fan appreciation night event. It is free of charge. You definitely need to go. I'm actually pulling up the details on it right now as we're talking. Yep, 45 Broadview Street, Jackson, Tennessee. We have Matt Starr going up against DJ Menace. We have the Essentials going up against Addison Kane and Justin Savage. We have Flawless Lawless with Lucky P. Lawson going up against Hillbilly Willie. We have Perky Will going up against Marvelous Mike. We have Big Gravy going up against one half of the Brothers of Seduction, Cam the Prince. But that is Fan Appreciation Night. It's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, USA Championship Wrestling. Can't beat that price. I may even go at myself. But busy as I am, I know busy as you are, that might be something mine I can't do. But if you're in that Jackson, Tennessee area, you need to be there, going to support this company. If you're in Memphis, it's just an hour away. Number 67 miles. You can do that.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
let's go it on and get it started. I got a lot of questions. Don't know if we're gonna be able to get through them all, but we gonna see. But let's talk about the first question I got, and I'm gonna ask it directly to you. What are your thoughts on the WWE pretty much eliminating Brock Lesnar and on him becoming a free agent?
Oh wow. You know what, Darnell? I don't think that's such a good idea. I think WWE needs to retain him. Of course, you know he's box office. He's their money maker. Um, but for him to go somewhere else will be a huge blow to WWE. So they need to do all they can to get Brock Lesnar back into the fold and not go anywhere else. Because if he go anywhere else, WWE's in trouble financially.
Oh yeah, and we all know Brock Lesnar draw. But let me say this: I think it's all a ploy. I think
You
it's
think
all a
so?
ploy. I think it's all a ploy, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Who's Roman Reigns' manager right now?
Paul Heyman.
And who does Brock Lesnar know real well?
Paul Heyman.
So think about this. Brock Lesnar comes back. He goes after Roman Reigns. That can be a good Royal Rumble, if not WrestleMania. But we've seen it at WrestleMania. So I guess that could be a good match setup for the Royal Rumble. Or maybe even after that. That'll be a good, because the one thing they're trying to do, and a lot of people don't understand what they did as far as putting the title on Roman. You got to make him heel. Well, better way to make him heel is to take it away from the guy people actually like that's supposed to be the heel.
You're right.
So making Roman Reigns champion, putting Paul Heyman on, best way, and if you're really trying to get him a heel, you got to bring Brock Lesnar back. So eliminate him like he's forgotten. That's a perfect setup.
Yeah, you're right on that. It's like deja vu all over again from back in 2003, where Paul Heyman left Brock for the Big Show.
Right.
So yeah, that could work. You may be right on that one.
So we definitely
Right.
we definitely got to see, because that'll be the perfect setup, and Brock coming back on Reigns will make Brock so over you don't have no choice but to hate Roman Reigns.
True.
All right, let's talk about the next question we got on here. What are your thoughts on Mauro Ranallo leaving NXT?
You know what? That was kind of a shock to me. I like Mauro Ranallo. I think he added a great dynamic to NXT as far as commentary goes. But I've been hearing rumors that just looking at it right now, that him and Renee Young may actually host an AEW show, another show that they supposed to come out with. So, you never know.
Right, and that would be interesting, because I know from what I read, his mother was sick, so he basically went to go, be with her, and that's understandable. I read that he's gonna still do Bellator and Showtime boxing. He has to do Showtime boxing, especially now with Paulie Malignaggi gone. I mean, he was definitely the voice of Showtime boxing. They lose him. I mean, they really don't have nobody that could even fill them shoes. And I love the fact that he's on. He does the MMA thing. He does the boxing thing. Surprisingly, that he even came to the WWE in the first place.
Yeah. I know he said in the interview that was his dream to be a commentator for WWE, and he has fulfilled that.
And if you haven't seen his documentary on Showtime, definitely see it. I mean, he talks a lot about him personally, all his demons, everything he's going through, his bipolar disorder. I mean, it's really good. Definitely check that out. All right. Let's see what we got here. That next question: what are your thoughts on the Thunderdome, and have you ever tried to enroll just to be on Thunderdome? I know I have. And every time I get on there, they post it on Facebook. As soon as I fill out all the paperwork and do all this other stuff, they say, "Oh, we filled it up." I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to pretty much be sitting on Facebook waiting to do this. I mean, that's hard to get on.
Right, I agree with you, because I tried myself, and they told me the same thing. So yeah, you literally have to probably have to go an hour or two just to wait on that you to be in the Thunderdome. So yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on it altogether? I like it. I like that they're actually being real with this. If you do something stupid, you're gone. Because I know you've seen it. You've seen people with one got banned for because they said Fire Velveteen Dream. Somebody was on there in a clan outfit. Hell, we even saw Kenny Omega on there. And yes, that was really Kenny Omega.
And he tweeted that people thought they wouldn't notice him. He had tweeted that during the show.
I mean, how could you not? I mean, I'm surprised. I knows it, but yeah, everybody thought that wasn't really him. No, that was really him. Then you have some guy who put up a picture of Chris Benoit. I like a lot of people just doing too much on this, and that's gonna make it harder for people to get on. And then when they start charging, people gonna start getting upset. I mean, like I said, if you're on this Thunderdome, if you get the opportunity to, be on TV, you get this opportunity, don't screw it up for everybody else. I mean,
right.
I mean, you got a lot of trolls out there. I mean, don't do that because then, when they start charging, everybody gonna be mad. Nobody gonna want to do it. But then again, that might
get on there. Right, they're gonna protest and do all this other stuff and boycott WWE and all this other crap.
Yeah, but they breaking the rules. But this is an interesting question. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit once before, but I want to get your thought. Do you see Big E and Keith Lee becoming major stars? I'll let you go first.
Oh, you gonna let me? Let me do it? Okay, all right. I see both of them, but I got the edge towards Keith Lee.
Okay, I agree.
Because, you go ahead.
No, I say I agree because look what they just did with Keith Lee. Look how he just dominated Randy Orton. If that doesn't say major push, I don't know what is. Big E, I could see I consider him a star, especially him being with the New Day. But like I said, right now they got him doing a single push. He needs to go back to Big E Langston.
Exactly.
You need to go back to Big E Langston, be that powerhouse you was. Hell, I would say even go back to, like I said once before, do the 5 count. But I definitely see Big E being a major star. I definitely see him being WWE champion. At which stage? Not real sure, but I definitely see him coming. But I got this question though. What's up with the speak softly and carrying the big stick voice that Keith Lee got? Like if you hear him, you like, well, he can't do nothing. But you talking about a man over 300 pounds that can hurt you. But with the greetings and salutations, with the man, boy, and grow your beard back, sir, please.
Right, and also with the have this opportunity, this privilege.
Yeah. And since we love you, Keith Lee, we really do, but we gotta talk about something. And what was up with your payback gear? I don't know if you was trying to be an African spaceman. I don't know what that was you had on. I mean, you trying to bring Cyber 2.0 back?
That's what it looked like to me.
I was like, "What's up? What's up with the gold shoulder pad?" I said, "With that the Farouk Assad 2020?" I don't know.
Oh my goodness! But he did bring his old tights back. Did you notice that?
He did bring the tights back. Yes, because them shorts or whatever that was not working. But the fact that what he did and the fact that Randy Orton was the one that got put over, that says a lot. So if that doesn't say I'm about to get pushed to the moon, I don't know what will.
Exactly.
I'm sure you saw this. I'm sure you heard about it. I thought it was funny. And I'm waiting for the person involved in this to say something about it. But the question came out. What do you think about the story concerning New Jack and his quote-unquote son being a drag queen and the son putting New Jack out on blast?
Now, I did read about that today. I don't know all the details about it. I just looked at it, matter of fact, earlier today. And, I mean, he put him. I mean, see. I'm confused now. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying he, she, whatever. No offense to all the drag queens. You know, whatever you want to do, that's your business. But what I'm saying is that she put him on blast, and I was like, huh? What? You know, I thought it was a hoax or something. You know?
Yeah, because the story is that New Jack has a son. He goes by the name of Washington Heights. Is a popular drag queen out of Baltimore. One of the best
Washington Heights.
Yes, that is his drag queen name. And
Jackson Heights.
He put something. Better. He said something in the realm of. Let me go back and see. He said, "My dad, New Jack from ECW, cut me out of his life 3 years ago because he didn't want his fans to know I'm a drag queen and didn't want Wikipedia to know." He said, "Clearly, he doesn't know how Wikipedia works. Anywho, I am now the official editor of Wikipedia." So, because at first, if you went on there, he mentioned that New Jack has 5 children and mentioned that one son was a popular drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go on there now, I believe I'm going there now. I'm just going to see because I'm going to Wikipedia one now as we speak. This is live. This is real time as I'm doing this. So I'm going down, and it says nothing. The professional wrestling career, singles competition, personal life, and it says nothing about children. Doesn't say anything about a winged daughter, a son being a drag queen. So by the looks of this, I'm thinking that was probably just some type of publicity stunt. But if I was this person, and you're not New Jack's son, I wouldn't play with New Jack like that because New Jack is not a gimmick.
No, that's real. He lived. Not only he's there in the ring, but he's like that outside as well.
So this man has a legit police record, and if this is fake and he finds you, he's probably gonna do something you're probably not gonna like, and you're probably not gonna be doing any type of drag queen performances anymore. So yeah, if this is fake, you might want to be very, very careful about that one.
Yeah, just bag up a taste. Just back up a taste. Don't even do it.
Yes, all the way, good, all the way. Now here's the we're gonna talk a little AEW. Well, let's start with the tag team titles at All Out.
Oh man,
I say to me, absolutely. There is no way. One, you doing all this with them. You put Tully Blanchard involved. It makes sense. The way Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, but their situation. I mean, there's no way they cannot, if they don't walk out tag team champions. I mean, what's the point?
Exactly. And with the thing I think this is finally finna come into fruition because they've been playing this angle for way too long now.
Right.
Way too long. So it's got to come to its course sometime. And with FTR, excuse me, but with FTR and Tully Blanchard, yeah, of course they're gonna win, no doubt.
Yeah. And we're gonna do a quick update for the NBA playoffs game 7. Houston is up by 1. It's 31 seconds or 30.6 seconds left. For those who don't know, the winner of this game goes and plays LA. So I will keep posted when that game is over. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving to see Tully Blanchard because Tully Blanchard is we already know how good of a wrestler, how great of a wrestler. I ain't gonna say good, how great of a wrestler he is. He can still talk.
Right.
No doubt about that. And the fact that you got the tag team that's everybody been saying was a version of you and Arn Anderson. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because you notice the jackets, right? They kind of had the brain busters looking jackets.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I call them Brain Busters 2.0, but that's a good thing, though.
Yeah. And
it's a good thing.
And what do they call their finisher? The Midnight Express?
Mm-hmm.
They
got a great tag team. Exactly.
James Harden just blocked a game, could have been a possible game-winning three-pointer. So it's 0.5 seconds left. It's gonna be look like it's gonna be Houston's ball. Oh no, it look like it's gonna be Oklahoma City ball. So this gonna be close. We're gonna see who has possession. And yes, I'm talking basketball on a wrestling podcast. That's what we do. But let's see what we got going on here. I mean, I got a lot of questions here. Okay, here's a good one. Do you like the relationship that AEW and the NWA are doing?
100% yes. I like to see companies working together, to because we want to see different matches, dream matches, just like the thing with Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that match, no doubt about it. And who knows, maybe the NWA champion himself may show up. Nick Aldis, the national treasure, Nick Aldis. Excuse me.
I might say if I'm not mistaken, he's worked with AEW before. Matter of fact, he actually lost the title at an AEW event at the All In pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I said, I agree with you. I do love it. I mean, I'm definitely a fan of Nick Aldis because this is a whole different side from the Magnus character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me rephrase that. The Magnus character before he went to the Main Event Mafia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. The little UFC somebody bought in. Are you open to see Jon Jones and Brock Lesnar fight in the UFC?
Yes and no. Brock, on his exit to UFC, he was, on the losing streak, a big losing streak. Losing, of course, to Cain Velasquez, and then the last one he fought, he lost to Alistair Overeem.
Right. And he got the butt kicked pretty good.
Yeah, he got his butt kicked pretty good. So this thing with him and Jon Jones, Jon Jones is still in his prime, So I don't know. I don't think Brock can handle Jon. I'm not for sure.
Well, let me say, because Jon Jones was he either relinquished or was stripped of the light heavyweight title, so he's not champion.
Right.
I would see it, but it has to be the story has to be told correctly. You can't just say Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar. It has to be sold. If it's going to be, it has to be one of those Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn kind of deals, where that's something you wanted to see, like that super fight you wanted to see.
Or I'll say this one here, like when Brock Lesnar debuted against Frank Mir, you know.
Right. Oh, it got to be like a Tito T. Chuck Liddell thing. It kind of has to tell a story. Because if you just throw it in there and it doesn't make sense, it's going to be kind of pointless. So it has to be told. Because I know it was mentioned once before. They kind of was talking about it. But the thing about it is, if they do this, Jon Jones is going to have to work Brock. I mean, he's just going to have to just tag him and tag him and tag him. Use them long legs. He loves to throw them elbows, so you're going to have to be able to get in. But Brock being the wrestler, if he gets in, he's probably going to take him down. And it'll probably be hard for Jon to get up, which means he's going to have to use a lot of leg strength to beat him. So he's going to have to keep it standing up if he's going to beat Brock. But like I said, if they do this, it has to be told correctly.
True. That is true. Especially with Jon Jones and his reach, he obviously has the reach advantage. So for Jon to beat Brock, he has to stay away from him. Now, Brock has that big frame. He's about a good solid 275, 280. But, of course, he's going to have to cut weight to 265.
Right.
And so with that big frame of Brock, Jon got to watch out for that.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. See, the next question came in was, do you agree with Jon Moxley being ranked number 1 in the PWI 500?
Oh my goodness.
Answer. I have the top 15. I want to keep it at 15. So I'm gonna go down to top 15 and see. Do you agree with this, or do you need any changes? We have,
Okay.
and I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'm start from 15 on up. Nick Aldis, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega, Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Kazuchika Okada, Tetsuya Naito, Drew McIntyre, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, Jon Moxley. Now, I don't have a problem with Jon Moxley being number one. I personally think Adam Cole should have been number one.
That was gonna be my answer too, by the way. Yeah.
I don't see how Brock Lesnar is number 12, and he's hardly been wrestling.
Right.
I don't see how Nick Aldis is 15 and he's NWA champion. Let's see. I can see Naito being 5, especially now he just won the IWGP IG title, the IC title, and the heavyweight title back. So the first 5 I can agree with. I can agree with Kofi being number 9.
Yeah, that's a bit high.
Yeah, I think that's too high. So I can see some flip flopping around, and Roman Reigns is still in the top 15.
Yeah.
Like I said, do you agree with anything, or do you see anybody that should be in the top 15 that I haven't even said?
Oh, no, I think I pretty much kind of agree with that list. But like you said, being Adam Cole should have been number 1. Nothing against Jon Moxley. He's been hot. He's been consistent on AEW programming. And but I think Adam Cole, with him being the longest reigning NXT champion, I think he should have definitely been number 1.
And putting on, I mean, that's one of the things. Like I said, can't complain about Jon Moxley doing it, but I also can't be number 2 because both hasn't put a bad match on either one.
Right.
Let's see what we got. What are your thoughts on Eric Young winning the Impact World title?
I knew it was gonna happen. It's kind of like a shot to WWE. That was just me when he won it. Nothing against Eric Young. He's a great worker. Great. He can talk as well. He can make people mad at him or love him. But I think it was kind of a shot to WWE. Like, this was what you should have did for me. Push me.
And almost like same goes for Deonna Purrazzo, but she pretty much said it. You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball not having me.
Because that's what they're doing now. Because Deonna, she was, on the outside, you thinking like, to them, they're like, they don't bother them. This release is a business, but inside they are hurt.
Yeah, they hurt. They definitely hurt. And like I said, I'm glad Eric Young, like I said, he came back to being the maniac. I mean, he pretty much was doing Sanity before Sanity even came about. Because anybody followed Eric Young field, it changed. He went from being scared of pyro to the Don't Fire Eric. Then he was doing the World Elite thing. Then he was doing the Super Eric thing. So he's been around. But like I said,
and then he married ODB. So
then he married ODB. So he's been. I mean, see, worker wise, absolutely. WWE definitely dropped the ball on him. I think they dropped the ball on Sanity. Period. Because that could have really been something. Like I don't mind him being world champion. Eddie Edwards, great wrestler, no doubt about that.
But he just look when I look at Eddie Edwards, he just look at like tag team to me. That's just me. Him and David Richards.
Right, and I really wish they would get back together. I wish he really go back to being diehard Eddie Edwards, that guy when he was Ring of Honor champion and TV champion, that guy that would actually wrestle instead of trying to be, this brawler type gimmick. There's nothing wrong with it. You got to change with time, but I miss the diehard Eddie Edwards. But here's an interesting one. They say being that EC3 is not quote unquote under contract with any company, where should he officially sign?
I think he should go to AEW.
Really?
Yeah, because Jericho wants him. First of all, when Jericho wants you, when Jericho like, hey, I want this guy here, Normally the people will go, and with his, I say his personality. I think AEW is a great thing for him, but Impact is also good too because that's where his roots are.
Exactly. That's why I was gonna go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So Oklahoma City was at the free throw line. The shoot, he just missed the free throw because he shoot 2 free throws. He missed one, so they have to get it, but they get the ball back. So that really they could have been down by 1 and still got the ball and probably went for the game winner. So now they got 1.1 seconds. They got to take out and get a quick shot. But back to EC3, with him coming back with this attitude, I missed the old EC3, the trouble EC3.
Mm-hmm.
The more Dixie Carter's nephew and he said, I'm a Carter and the world needs us. I'm still kind of getting used to this version. But like I said, he's not under contract with anybody. He's going to be doing some events for Ring of Honor. Now, if he goes to AEW, should he join the Inner Circle? And somebody get kicked out? Now,
let's see. Now let's break down the Inner Circle. We have Chris Jericho.
Now, before you say that, let me say this.
Okay.
Okay. If that happens, let's just say it's still on for. If that happens, he comes in, he joins the Inner Circle. That means Sammy Guevara probably gonna get kicked out, and he's going baby.
You know what? You just read my mind. You just said it right there. Yeah, you just said it. Yep, I was just about to say Sammy Guevara, right?
I say that is the only way that's gonna work, and he can turn face and might even go with Matt Hardy and finally do something. He could kind of be that Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, and you know Sammy, he's likable in his own way. If you look at him, you can like him. He kind of laid back, type of guy, that you can, like. So,
and that's game, and Houston is going on. Yeah, so it's going to be the Houston Rockets, LA Lakers.
Should be a good game.
That damn good series. But let's talk about this one. What do you think about the WWE Hall of Fame not happening at WrestleMania? And would you like seeing it at next year's WrestleMania with possibly the new inductees?
Well, I kind of, you know what? I think they should have, before I answer that, I think they should have done it at SummerSlam.
Agreed.
Because you got the British Bulldog. I mean, come on. He was overdue to be in the Hall of Fame.
Long overdue.
Yeah, the NWO, definitely, And so, but yeah, I think they should have done it earlier, to me. That's just me.
The rumors they may do it at the upcoming WrestleMania, which I don't agree with. If you do that, you must go have a small entry or probably don't put nobody in. See, I think what they should do, I agree with you. They should do it at SummerSlam, do it at the Royal Rumble, but they could just have just a straight up TV event, just strictly Hall of Fame. This is a Hall of Fame ceremony. I wouldn't mind seeing it on Raw or SmackDown. I mean, something different. But don't leave. I mean, there's no reason why these guys not understand with the pandemic going on and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But they need to do something. Don't wait till the next WrestleMania because, like I said, what's gonna happen is you're gonna go to this WrestleMania. Like I said, you're not gonna put nobody in, or you're just gonna kind of throw somebody in the mix to add with them. And you've been to a Hall of Fame. You've been to a couple of Hall of Fame ceremonies. I've been to a couple of Hall of Fame ceremonies. They get long after a while.
Yeah, man, tell me about it.
They get long, and you don't know what you're gonna hear. Shout out to Mr. T.
Oh my God, talking about his mother that whole. The whole 2 hours?
I said bad when Kane had to come out and send you home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they need to figure out a way to get this done. Like I said, either at another pay-per-view, but just don't wait till the next WrestleMania. Well,
no.
What are your thoughts on people who leave WWE all of a sudden start speaking down about them?
Man, that's the term disgruntled employee. I think that the reason for that is that they just, I don't know, they're upset. They'll I guess they don't think they're gonna get fired ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they thinking.
I mean, because you trying to put WWE on blast. You ain't not saying nothing when you're there, but when you get released or you want to leave, then you want to start talking about what's going on. Like other wrestling companies don't do it. I mean, that's good. I mean, that's showing one, you're ungrateful to me.
Right, because they on the contract, so they can't really say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you asked to leave, they didn't even fire you. You asked to get released.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get your way when you get released, and when you finally do, you have all this to say. I mean, regardless of if the reasons are legitimate or not, I don't think that's cool. Especially if you have people that might want to actually go there, because but believe it or not, people do read and people do pay attention to, what's being said.
Yeah, because this is a business, and they say that you can easily be replaced in the world of professional wrestling.
Exactly. So, like I said, for a lot of people, I think they need to kind of be careful about that, because who's to say where you're gonna go is gonna last? Who's to say?
And maybe they want you back.
Right. And I might say they didn't send a lot of people back. That done done a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they kind of let, and I think that's more of a Triple H thing. Triple H, he defines that best for business kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see what else we got. And again, thank y'all for listening to the Get Snap podcast. It is Wednesday night Q&A. We answering the questions you wanted to know. You want to know what's on our mind. So we are definitely gonna talk about it. Definitely, check out the Snap Customs Facebook page. Check out the toy store by Snap Customs. You can check this podcast out on anchor.fm/Snap Customs. You can go on various platforms to listen to us, like Spotify, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, the Google Podcast, Breaker, Overcast. All you got to type in Get Snap Podcast. You will see it, listen to it, and enjoy it. But I'm going to skip. Okay, this is definitely a good one. Should NXT, this is kind of a multiple question, should NXT have a Money in the Bank, and would you like to see Money in the Bank matches for other titles?
Yes, definitely, because you got to mix it up. It just can't be always for the world title all the time. Make it for the Intercontinental, make it for the tag, make it for the US, make it for the NXT Championship, the tag titles, whatever. Mix it up. Right, stir it up a little bit.
Right, because we see Charlotte, when she did it, she won. When she won Money in the Bank, she went after the NXT Championship. But like I said, I kind of agree with you. I would like to see NXT actually keep it specifically for them. I would actually like to see a tag team Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see that. And that could be tri-branded, because we got a lot of tag teams. And just have, various matches where, you win, you're in kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are your thoughts on David Arquette being in the wrestling business and taking it as seriously as he is?
David Arquette. Well, now, when I'm going to go back before I answer that. When he won the world title, that kind of sickened me a little bit. It gave me a bad taste in my mouth, because you have all these great Hall of Famers. You had the Hogans, the Flairs, the Steamboats. The list goes on and on. And for him to be in that category was just a slap in the face to him. But seeing him now kind of take it seriously, if he's really, truly sincere on what he's doing, I have no problem with it.
I want to see that movie when it comes out, or the document. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to see it. I appreciate it, because he, like I said, he is famous. He's big in Hollywood, but when he goes out there, he's not using that. He's not saying, I'm David Arquette, the Hollywood actor, push me or put me ahead of somebody. He's actually going out there And to me, in my opinion, he's really paying his dues.
Yeah.
I mean, he's taking serious bumps. He's getting hurt. He's getting injured. He's working that indie circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, you definitely can respect, because he's got to be in his late 40s,
About late 40s, early 50s.
and he's doing this. I mean, I definitely can commend him on that, because like I said, and we watch guys, come in and don't survive. He's 48 years old. I just looked it up, so he's 48.
Okay.
And the fact that he's doing this now, I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, he's over. That's one thing.
And I kind of going the DDP route, because DDP started at 36, 37.
Right. And a lot of people probably at first didn't want to take him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, when he's going out there, he's feeling the wrath of what these wrestlers go through, especially on that indie circuit. Like I said, he's not using his star power. He, like I said, he want to be treated like everybody else, and that's respectable.
Yeah, that is.
Now, the fact that he was the WCW champion. I mean, so was Vince Russo, but we ain't talking about him.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God. Please.
Let's see, what do we got here? What are your thoughts on the NXT 4-way match this past Tuesday night? Did you like the finish? If not, what should have happened?
I actually liked it. That match was awesome. Excellent match between them. All four of them did a great job. Now, as far as the finish goes, I like it. It's something different, So what they got next week? It was the last two was what, Adam Cole and Finn Balor.
Then they're gonna steal the show.
And they're gonna steal the show next week. So I had no problem with it.
And I got you on next. I love how Adam Cole got that last second pin in.
Mm-hmm.
It was made perfect. I mean, they went all out. Sorry, AEW, but they went all out for that match. I mean, nothing to me was sloppy.
Nothing.
And which is good. I love when Cole and Finn Balor went Bullet Club real quick.
Had the did the too sweet and
too sweet. Like I said, I'm loving the fact that they really like I said, we talked about this earlier. They're showing that NXT is not developmental anymore. They're taking it seriously. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do when it comes draft time. How they're gonna pull this off. So that's kind of segueing to my next question. What do you think the IIconics are gonna do since they broke up?
Now, you know what? This is the question that I go around and people ask me, what do I think about it? Well, first off, I hated that they broke up. I actually like them being together because they have chemistry.
All right.
And they're funny. They're entertaining together. But as far as them breaking up, now who's going where? I see a more Peyton Royce getting a push than Billy Kay, because I think Billy going to go to the wayside.
I think Billy Kay needs to go back to NXT.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you that Peyton Royce is probably going to go. I say she needs to go to SmackDown and just reinvent her look.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I got to agree. They really should have never brought them. I really didn't see the point of it. I don't know if that was something they want to do or that's something WWE wanted to do. But I definitely see them. I see them both definitely shifting brands, but at one time they talked about have them feud with each other, so that might even come across for a show minute, just to test the waters a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, the thing with that, it kind of reminds me of the Austin Pillman Hollywood Blonde thing, where he broke off and Austin broke off on Pillman and they started going at it.
Yeah.
I think that may last for a little while, but then, like you said, Billy needs to go to NXT.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna add to that. If Billy goes to NXT, join the Robert Stone brand.
That's a good idea.
I can see her and Aaliyah being a good team, kind of like an IIconics 2.0.
Yeah.
So I definitely,
except with all the yelling.
right, with all the yelling, and hopefully Robert Stone won't keep getting ran over by a tank. But no, we kind of touched on Keith Lee early in the show, but somebody asked the question: was Keith Lee beating Randy Orton the way he did at Payback a good idea?
Was it a good idea? Well, I don't think it was, because he had that finish. He got the Big Bang Catastrophe.
Right.
I think he should have used that instead of that the other one he did.
Well, I call that the Spirit Squad finisher.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And I think he should have hit him with the Big Bang Catastrophe. That'll really, really would have put him over, even though he was already over when he beat him. But that would have put him more over.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, and especially in that manner, because that almost, you might well say that almost was a squash.
Yeah.
But like what we talked about earlier, that you trying to get over, you trying to get that push. You had to get that guy. You had to get that dude. And Randy Orton is that guy. I said, did it?
And did you notice this here? But you noticed that Randy actually had a smile on his face. It was like he was happy to work with him.
Oh yeah, he like Keith Lee. That's because I'm pretty sure they talked to him. But like I said, I don't think it hurt Randy, because he's still got a title shot.
Yeah.
Which he's probably gonna win. But at this point, so him and Keith Lee are probably a few for a minute until they know when Edge is coming back. And I'm sorry to say, Drew is probably gonna be kind of, if this injury is quote unquote legit, which is probably not, but once he drops that title, I don't see him winning it back. I see Drew probably gonna turn heel, which to me he needs to.
Yeah, I think he's a better heel. Yes.
And him and Keith Lee needs to have a good feud. And what would be funny to me, that's for story on purpose, if Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton became a team, you have Keith Lee bring Donovan Dijakovic in.
Yeah.
Because if nobody ever seen Keith Lee and Donovan Dijakovic wrestle, either in NXT or on the Indies, you need to go look that up. Because you got two big dudes doing cruiserweight, X division, whatever you want to call it, type thing. It is crazy to watch what they do.
And that Spanish fly he did against Dominic Dijakovic, you seen that?
I don't know how he was still walking after that.
Me either.
All right, we just got a few more left, and we'll be done for the night. But we having a good time. I know I am. I love the Q&A questions. Want to start doing these more, and we definitely will. But my next question is, and we talked about this once before too, with Rey being so injury prone now, should Dominic just go to NXT?
Yeah, I agree with that. He need to go to NXT because Rey just getting injured and injured. I think, not to say this, but I think Rey needs to hang it up. He has nothing to prove anymore. Let his son, if he wants to manage his son, I'm cool with that. If he wants to go to NXT, he can go there and manage his son, and Dominic needs to go to NXT and get the fundamentals, down, and he'll be great in NXT. I see him as cruiserweight champion one day.
Excuse me. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
Santos Escobar,
Rey is definitely it's time. Like you said, Rey has nothing to prove. You've been world champion. You pretty much carried every single title there is. You're a Grand Slam champion, literally, because you pretty much held everything under the sun. You have nothing to prove. I think you putting Dominic at the big boy table too fast. I mean, he did well in the matches that he had. I mean, I was impressed. I'll give him that. But yeah, you need to go to NXT, especially in that cruiserweight division. Get some matches out your way. get with some guys that's on your size level and see what you can do. And then when you come back up, because like I said, he talked about he wants to wear the mask. So if you're gonna do that, go to NXT, do your thing, come back, and be like you said, you want to be like Prince Mysterio. I mean, you put the mask on, we gonna know. We seen Ray Wyatt out here, so it wouldn't be nothing big if you. But this is an interesting one. When Otis decides to cash in his Money in the Bank, will he win the title? I'm gonna let you think on that.
Man.
Let me
hang on to that
if he
one.
decides
Go ahead.
to cash in, this one. Will he win the title? As long as Roman Reigns is champion, no. He can't do it on Roman. Because that'll kill all of Roman Reigns' momentum. So he definitely is gonna, and if he does it,
right.
And if he does do it, he's like I said, probably wait till draft time, get switched over to Raw, then yeah, I probably can see it being done. He's probably gonna drop it fast if he does win it. Because to me, Heavy Machinery is pretty much done as a tag team because they have no momentum as a team. Otis seems to be, the dude.
He's more preoccupied with Mandy Rose, which is nothing wrong with that.
And I wouldn't be surprised they run a storyline where she's the one that costs him Money in the Bank. Because she needs to go heel. She's a whole lot better heel. Man, I like as a face for the sake of this storyline or the storyline she had with Sonya Deville, but you need to go back to being where that go, be God's greatest creation. You need to be that, Mandy, but they need some more baby faces, so I kind of get it. But on to the next. Do you think the WWE is burying Bray Wyatt?
Yes, they are. It's like every time the Fiend goes forward, they take him 2 steps back each time. He wins the title and then loses it like the next pay-per-view, and he'll hold it maybe for another 2 weeks, then lose it again.
Well, let me say this:
like they don't know what to do with it. I
don't think so, because who used to win titles quick and lose them quick? Sting. Because go back to WCW.
Yeah, I never thought. Yeah,
NWA champion. He didn't hold them titles long at all. He didn't really start holding them until he got to TNA, and he started having some time on it. But when Sting was WCW champion, he was losing them in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Shoot, he got one where when he won the title, he lost it. He won it from Vader. Then a couple of days later, when they was on the overseas tours, I got the footage for that, and he lost it right back to Vader. When Sting was WCW champion, his title reigns were very short. So, but yet that's Sting. So to me, I don't think they burying him because to me, he really doesn't need the title. That's just he really doesn't need the title because the fact that he's Bray Wyatt on one side doing the Firefly Funhouse, and then he comes back and does the Fiend. To me, he doesn't need the title. Just that alone is the attention grabber, especially now by default, he's about to become a babyface. And like I said, it made sense when we talked about Roman. You put it on him because the fans like him no matter how hard you try to make him a heel. He's gonna be a face. So have him lose the title to Roman because folks can't stand Roman. So it makes sense. So I wouldn't mind seeing Bray chase Roman. Especially
they're doing that anything but Roman type deal that he was doing when he was the Eater World.
If they're gonna push you as a baby face, just do it that way. So I don't think it's a burial thing. I just think that the moment, because had now Roman came back, he'll probably still be champion. Because to me, Braun Strowman is not a factor anymore. I think Braun probably will not see the WWE title or the Universal title ever again. If he goes to another brand, maybe.
And that's the person that's
But
really
like I said,
losing out
he's
in
another one
everything.
to me.
Braun
He won the
Strowman.
title on default. You won the title on default because Roman, for health reasons, didn't want to come to WrestleMania. So in a sense, you kind of was a filler, but that you hold it for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think Bray's getting buried. But we got another AEW question here. Overall, will you think will All Out be a good show?
I think it would be. I think the one that's gonna steal it is I'll say the tag match, because I'm intrigued to see where this is going, with Hangman and Kenny Omega.
Right, so for those
who
don't know, let's talk about the card. Because you had the match now with Private Party, SoCal Uncensored versus the Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks, winning team faces each other. So we got that match set up. Going to be the Bucks and Jurassic Express going to face each other. We got Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match. If Matt Hardy loses, he's out of AEW. We got the Dark Order against Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares. You have a 21-man casino battle royal. Winner gets a shot at the AEW Championship. You got the AEW Women's Championship with Hikaru Shida versus the NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. You got the AEW Tag Team title match, which to me, I think is going to be the showstopper. Kenny Omega, Adam Page against FTR with Tully Blanchard. You got the Mimosa Mayhem match, Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy, and you have the AEW Championship, Jon Moxley versus MJF. And to me, what happened at the end of AEW pretty much lets me know what's going to happen at All Out. So just that card alone, and plus you're going to have the buy-in show. I believe.
You got Dr. Britt Baker,
and that's going to be a damn good match. So yeah, I really think it's going to be a good show. AEW to me hasn't failed yet when it comes to events. So I don't see this being a flop. Like I said, to me, I see Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus FTR stealing it. I see FTR winning the titles, and I see Adam Page being the cause of why they lose. And we're going to have our final question of the evening. With Sting not being under contract with WWE, will he go to Impact, OAW, or any other organization not discussed?
You know what? I don't think he may not go to neither. I think he's pretty much content on what he's doing. I know WWE gave him a raw deal. Well, gave him a bad deal, excuse me. The thing with Triple H still to this day kind of irks me,
Right.
When he had his match with Triple H, that thing kind of irked me a little bit because Sting should have won that. But I don't think he's going anywhere. Now, if he does go to AEW, I see more of a action figure, like a Legends type contract, or he could be like, what they doing, like the Tully Blanchard and Jake the Snake. He may manage somebody, but I see more like a action figure type person, Legends contract
I'm
type
gonna discuss
guy.
both of them.
That's just me.
Well, I see, because he has roots in. I'm calling what it is, Impact, but quote unquote TNA. So he has a lot of history there, a lot of roots there. He is a Hall of Famer in that company. I don't see if he goes to AEW, what could he possibly do? If you're gonna bring Sting in, he has to do something. The only thing I can see that will make sense if you bring Sting in is have him have some type of feud with the Dark Order. That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty much done wrestling. So,
So you think kind of like a Sting, Mr. Brody Lee type of interaction?
Brody Lee, calling everybody lights go out, Sting take out the bat to start wiping folks out. That would make some kind of sense. But I say, as far as just bringing him in, I don't really see anything about it. But like I say, he has more roots in Impact. So if he does do anything, I will see him going more so on the Impact side of the house. Like I said, he's the Hall of Famer there. He has more traction. Okay. And like I say, what Impact is doing right now, I mean, they're doing big things. They are definitely doing big things, and I definitely see him going back to Impact. But we actually got through, and let me make sure I ain't missed nothing, but I don't think I did. It looked like we went through all these questions, and again, I love doing the Q&As. I definitely love doing the Q&A, so definitely going to be doing these more. Definitely will have a AEW all-out prediction show probably Friday, so definitely be looking out for that. And I say I would like to do these more so like on a Wednesday, kind of that midweek thing. I said if we don't do a prediction show, either Friday or Saturday, like I said, it's going to be like a Friday freestyle where I don't have no agenda, no good. We just talking. Like we all in the barbershop, or we all at Hooters just talking about wrestling. Or like I said, talking about just talk about what's on your mind that day. Like you don't have to be wrestling. Like I said, we can talk about bad. We can talk about the playoffs. We can talk about pretty much anything. But again, that is it for tonight. Thank you for listening to us. We definitely appreciate it. Thank everybody in the United States. Thank everybody from across seas that's listening to us. Definitely continue supporting. I love it. I know Boss Man loves it. So we thank you. So anything you want to say before we roll out?
No, man, just once again, stay safe. Wear your mask. Do what your government tells you to do as far as this COVID goes, because it's just constantly killing people. Just stay safe, put on your mask, and just
that's right.
And listen
I say,
to your officials.
I mean, do the little things. I said, do the little things. Remember, it's not just you. I know some people don't like to do it, but you got to do it because we're losing a lot of people, and we don't have to. I mean, wear your mask, be safe out there.
All right.
We about to get out for the night. I'm DarnellSparrow, Antoine Smooth on the other end. This has been the Good Snap Podcast. Y'all be safe. Good night, everybody.